Right when you thought you've heard it, all the show train continues to move ahead. Max Throttle Kevin Tracker is auctioning off his home and vehicles. And get this, it's everything subsequent to losing his Alimony case. Then again, Sharina abandoned Kevin, leaving his concerns far in the past as she centers around her own business. I accept it for my activities, for what's undeniable out there clearly. Something else. Greetings, everybody. I'm Leah. And today we discuss the most recent wind in the Kevin Tracker and Wendy Williams' adventure. Could you at any point accepted our man, Kevin, who once enjoyed a life of ease and comfort in a house worked by Wendy, is presently offloading his resources after a significant legitimate difficulty? His Alimony been removed, he has bills piling up, and there's even discussion about him auctioning off extravagance vehicles. Okay, we should make a plunge fancy chateau worked by. In all honesty, the popular Wendy Williams herself picture. And I read about it in the web journals and tabloids, the location of this spot that he had bought to impart to this back. Yet here's what same chateau, an image of their affection, or maybe the way of life they delighted in, is currently available. And think about what somebody's as of now made a proposition that they couldn't afford to ignore now. We as a whole fool in life, come simple. And it appears Kevin found that out the most difficult way possible. Recall the mortgage holder's affiliation claim. Definitely the one where he was hit with charges for neglected affiliation charges. And those HOA charges Kevin had been advantageously overlooking. They were mounting up, arriving at a robust aggregate that would make anybody's eyes water. And it wasn't only a couple of missed installments. To a great extent, I'm discussing an entire year of information. Yet get this, it wasn't the HOA. Kevin was messing around with different bills. Also discuss a monetary drop from neglected service bills to disregarding the local charge. Kevin appeared to have failed to remember that enjoying a life of ease and comfort accompanies its own sticker price. Somewhat of an obstacle in heaven, wouldn't you say? Well, it seems to be that is only a hint of something larger. All I'm saying, reversal's a fair game. I'm a fair game player and an honest person. Also, word on the road is that Kevin and Sharina, our influence couple, may not be a thing any longer. Picture this, the couple that appeared to be indivisible, all the rage, probably won't party like there's no tomorrow together any longer. One moment of the encapsulation of relationship objectives. The following moment, they're on the rocks. Yet we should take a gander at the master plan. Sharina, our involved diva, was having a great time in style graciousness of Kevin's abundant resources. The top of the line designed, the rich gatherings, the extravagance getaways, and so on. She had it all. They say cash can't purchase joy. Yet it sure was purchasing Sharina a ton of extravagance anyway. When the very much began to dry up, things took a radical turn. Kevin's liquidation didn't agree with Sharina's genuine way of life. She was utilized to the better things throughout everyday life, and a diminishing ledger wasn't essential for the arrangement. Might you at any point envision going from champagne and caviar to canned beans and toast? Definitely nor I. And here's the kicker, when the cash evaporated, so did Sharina's devotion. She was gone quicker than you can say. Visa obligation, a source near the couple trusted Sharia, didn't leave, she ran. When Kevin's monetary was surfaced, she was out the entryway. Another insider dropped this sensation. Sharina was carrying on with a fantasy life on Wendy's dime. She was gnawing her time, trusting that the right second will take her action. Apparently, Sharina's warmth for Kevin was straightforwardly corresponding to the size of his financial balance. Once Wendy's cash was good and gone, so was Sharina. Hudson, their status symbol and socially, was apparently a gold digger who might have thought right residing enormous on Wendy's fortune, partaking in the lap of luxury, and afterward dropping Kevin like a hot potato when the income halted up. We should move the center a piece. Presently, we've been discussing Kevin's monetary troubles. Yet dislike Wendy has been sitting pretty herself. Because of unexpected problems, she needed to drop her exhibitions. And in the brutal universe of business, it's basic, no gigs, no cash. Wendy, our dearest moderator, lost her gig, ruin lives. You realize you lose positions. See, After her show about canned Wendy's been having a difficult time of it in terms of finances, everything began. When Wendy Williams' financial balances got frozen by Wells Fargo, that is the reason there was less cash on the double, for example. It's been said that she's needed to scale back her shopping binges, a glaring difference to her sumptuous ways of managing money from before recollect. Those precious stone-studded high-impact points she used to display on her show, well, lavish buys like that have turned into a relic of days gone by. And afterward, there's the issue with her manner Wendy needed to express farewell to this stupendous property. Because of monetary limitations, the house needs an image of her fruitful vocation was placed available. It was a tremendous blow considering it was a house, as well as a home where she brought up her child. I had no one again to converse with except for the times presently were much more profound than they at any point were a major part of my life. Talking about her child, Wendy's not managing her own monetary issues. She's about her child, Kevin Tracker, who is by all accounts emulating his dad's example with regards to burning through cash a secret. Someone let us know that Kevin as of late had an extravagance vehicle repossessed on the grounds that he was unable to stay aware of the installments. Seems like the apple doesn't fall a long way from the tree, does it? Last week, there were reports of Kevin getting ousted from his very good quality loft for neglecting to pay lease. You realize the bank throws all that up. He was not in that frame of mind to pay $10,000 a month on the recreation area. He had been enjoying a life of ease and comfort, very much like his dad, with little thought about the monetary repercussions. Yet when the income halted, reality hit hard. It's been a progression of sad occasions for Wendy and her family. With cash was left correct and focused the day's end. What is going on? His mother bought the condo. Yet how about we return to Kevin Tracker? You see, the separation understanding among Wendy and Kevin had a catch-a-little provision that took into account changes in Alimony in the event that Wendy's agreement wasn't recharged. So in her syndicated program gig, finished the support installments tip ahead. Kevin wound up out of nowhere changing in accordance with another monetary reality, one that did exclude those powerful checks from his ex-buyers. Since I got a separation oak battling to get by, Kevin did what any frantic man would do. He recorded a claim to attempt to recapture his support installments. He guaranteed that he was behind on his bills and required that cash. Currently, you have a vibe for the person 1 second. He's enjoying a life of ease and comfort. And the following, he's gazing at a heap of neglected bills in the hurricane of turmoil that was whirling around him. Kevin Tracker said something blaming Wendy's group for taking advantage of Wendy and ignoring her well-being. He was cited, saying the group isn't just coming up short on Wendy, they're stretching her past her boundaries, without thinking often about the repercussions on her well-being. He gave instances of late-night studio meetings and determined media visits that Wendy was being driven into in spite of her disintegrating well-being, an ordinate measure of individuals that exploited my non-attendance, and her weakness at the time. Presently, it's not difficult to see the reason why he'd say something like this. It paints him as the concerned ex, stressed over the mother of his kid. Yet we should not fail to remember this is a similar man who was residing off Wendy's cash. There's a digit of incongruity in his allegations, wouldn't you say? Yet stand by the show didn't stop there. The allegations were met with a quick reaction. Wendy's director, defending the whole group, denied Kevin's allegations. He was all cited, saying, "We've generally had Wendy's well-being on a fundamental level. These claims are ridiculous and simply intended to occupy from the current main problems." His case was dismissed by the court, and Wendy's group successfully shut him down and set him straight in easier terms. Kevin didn't accomplish anything and stayed experiencing the same thing. He was ineffective. I got, and he got, and we had faith in one another. All the more a jerk he became. And to exacerbate the situation, the obligations have just expanded during this time. As I referenced toward the start of this video, Sharina and Kevin are compelled to sell their manor anyway. In the event that you listen cautiously, you'll recollect that they have an obligation for neglected charges for a whole year. This obligation must be paid. This superb house worked by Wendy was said to be locked up due to neglected HOA charges. Thusly, to sell the house, the obligation must be paid first. It seemed like the HOA and Kevin had turned into the best of companions in court after a tiresome fight in court. The claim was excused, yet solely after Kevin figured out how to make the installment now. Where did he get the cash to settle the duty? Well, here's where the story takes a go, for the shocking Kevin needed to offer his extravagance vehicles to raise the assets his award. Rides the ones that he used to parade in and out of town must be given. Up here's one from an insider. Kevin was carrying on with an existence of extravagance. Yet when the cash ran out, he wound up in a profound opening. Selling his vehicles was a final retreat. He was crushed. You can nearly feel the depression in those words, regardless of confronting a few monetary mishaps. One thing that can't be denied is the sheer magnificence of Kevin and Sharina's home. Notwithstanding the chances, they figured out how to make a dazzling and tastefully embellished residence that has grabbed the eye of numerous, yet others will be residing in it now. And keeping in mind that Kevin goes around the courts requesting cash from Wendy, it appears as though Sharina is as of now pushing ahead. And not thinking back yet, Sharina's process hasn't been without its portion of difficulties. Beforehand, she fought stomach malignant growth, which was ascribed to a Helicobacter pylori disease. Yet here's the astounding news. She's currently disease-free. Well-being is a big deal.